you start looking at different pieces of tech and how it's going to come together, because you want to think in detail. Like, definitely you're going to be having like your buttons there, or purlins, depending on the roof finish, because these things get named according to either the roof finish or where they are placed. The other thing you need to know, you need to start knowing these things by their standard dimensions, because they come either as a 38 by 38, 38 by 50, 38 by 76, 38 by 114, 38 by 152, then the same with 38 by a 225 or a 228. Then you can always, this can also change into a 50 as well. So depending on where it's supposed to be used. And here there's also a 170, is it 79 or 76? I forget them. But isn't it 38 by that? But it can also be a 50 by 152, depending on whoever is supplying you. So as we're talking here, you already have interesting pieces and opportunities for great details in tech, because this, you don't have to put a ceiling to it. You can just use a nice, interesting finish. Of course, you can seal off partially here. You can start putting a ceiling to that and let part of the timber be left and exposed. Maybe here there is a beam, then you make sure this can be attached to that by some sort of a base plate, or develop an interesting idea. This is your job. This is where the technologies comes into play, where you really look at interesting pieces of detail, how this is gonna work, because this is quite interesting. And do you use total glazing here? Do you use louvered glazing? Do you use typical louvers? Because you're seeing opportunities of whether from same system here, whether you want to see cross ventilation or exchange of air buildup in this area. But the architecture science basically, and the technology involved in doing all of this, and the innovation is really your world. Then you want to look at that in detail. You want to look at the environmental design, the architecture science, and with the pool somewhere here, this is water. What you end up with is this, is as it's evaporating, and wherever there's a breeze, it gets to take that cool air into that, and the hot air is taken out into that, and this maybe can sort of push that further, and it all works together. You get to create a very interesting kind of a system. So this is what you want to be looking at when you're a technologist, because we're going to be looking at this in another video in greater detail, how you get to produce this on paper, create a great detail, because you need to understand your detail, like how the roofing sheets are coming here, where they are ending, how you deal with water here, whether it's a reverse crank or an angled kind of a system, or a valicata, whatever you're creating there, how you close off birds and other things at the edges there, right? Like whether you put a budge board or fascia board or whatever the case may be. But we want to be looking at that, all of this in detail, like the basic structural mechanics. Of course, we're not going to be doing calculations, but we're looking at structurally how you want to propose and how you quickly pick up issues before you go ahead of time. Now you take this into a CAD software, a BIM software, and are able to model it. And we're going to be going through these things bit by bit, process by process.